Ivanka doesn't want to talk about dad in court or anywhere. Ivanka Trump spent her entire adult life working at her father Donald Trump's businesses and in his White House. But as his legal woes have worsened in the past year, Ivanka repeatedly made it clear that she no longer wants to be associated with him. Ivanka and her husband, Jared Kushner, began quietly distancing themselves from Donald's political operation in the final weeks of his administration. Instead of attending Trump's re-election campaign launch in November 2022, Ivanka announced that she does not plan to be involved in politics going forward. When Donald was hit with his first indictment in March 2023, Ivanka put out a stunningly ambiguous statement expressing her support for her dad and/or the U.S. justice system. Since then, Trump's eldest daughter has avoided being seen with him in public or even on Instagram. Yet New York Attorney General Letitia James keeps trying to drag Ivanka into the ongoing civil suit against Donald, just because some of the alleged business fraud at the center of the case relates to her. So now Ivanka is trying to fight James's efforts to force her to testify. Ivanka was originally named as a defendant in the New York fraud case along with her brothers Eric and Don Jr. and other Trump Organization executives. But she was dismissed from the case in June, as she left the company in 2016, and an appellate court ruled that the case's allegations against Ivanka were beyond the statute of limitations. Nevertheless, James issued 3 subpoenas for Ivanka to testify in the trial. In papers filed late last Thursday, Ivanka's attorneys moved to have the subpoenas thrown out, arguing that they were not served correctly and the Attorney General lacks the jurisdiction to force her to testify. They wrote, "Trial subpoenas are not a means for parties to get discovery, which they failed to obtain during pretrial proceedings. The NYAG, which never deposed Ms. Trump, is effectively trying to force her back into this case from which she was dismissed by a unanimous decision of the Appellate Division, First Department. Ms. Trump is not a party in this action. Nor is Ms. Trump a New York resident. It is black-letter law that, given those 2 facts, Ms. Trump is beyond the jurisdiction of this court. The NYAG knows this, which is why it has subpoenaed 3 corporate entities as an end run around its failure to pursue Ms. Trump's deposition when it had the chance." Judge Arthur Engoron is set to hear oral arguments from James and Ivanka's attorneys this week over whether she will be required to testify in the trial, according to ABC News. The trial has been delayed until Tuesday due to COVID exposures. Ivanka's name has already come up in the trial. Earlier this month, Donald Bender, one of her father's former accountants, testified that he flagged an error in how Ivanka's Trump Park Avenue penthouse was valued on Donald's financial documents versus how it was priced as an option for Ivanka to buy. As CNN explained, this was noted in the AG's lawsuit. The discrepancies were cited in the Attorney General's lawsuit last fall against Trump, alleging that Ivanka Trump was given the option to purchase the unit lease that also granted her a rental payment substantially below the market rent for similar units in the building. Time equals 400 Ms. greater than Ms. Trump's rental agreement for Penthouse A in Trump Park Avenue included an option to purchase the unit for $8,500,000. But in the 2011 and 2012 statements of financial condition, this unit was valued at $20,820,000, approximately 2.5 times as much as the option price, with no disclosure of the existence of the option, the lawsuit says. If Ivanka is stressed about the possibility that she'll have to give damning testimony against her dad, once again, she's trying not to show it. Over the weekend, she was spotted leaving Kim Kardashian's 43rd birthday party at Funky's in Beverly Hills. Ivanka and Kim were last seen together in October 2022, when they dined at another swanky Beverly Hills restaurant to show Ivanka wasn't mad at Kim about her ex-husband Kanye's anti-Semitic remarks. This time, Ivanka was the one projecting confidence amid a spate of bad press. She glided out of the restaurant and totally ignored the paparazzi, not even turning her head as one photographer acts if she's afraid to testify in her dad's trial.